The waves crashed against the cliffs of New Asgard with a rhythm that usually brought peace. But not today. Today, the air tasted of ash. Thor, the god of thunder, sat atop the highest peak, Stormbreaker resting by his side. Suddenly, his young ward, Love, appeared beside him, holding a drawing. It was a crude sketch of Thor fighting a man in a green cloak. "Uncle Thor," she whispered, her eyes glowing a faint violet. "The sky is going to burn." Thor stood, scanning the horizon. He felt it too. Something was tearing at the fabric of reality. It wasn't chaos. It was precise. Surgical. Just then, a jagged, green tear ripped open in the air. Dr. Strange stumbled out, his cloak tattered. "Thor!" he gasped. "We need you. Now." "Strange," Thor nodded, grabbing Stormbreaker. "What is it, Kang?" Strange looked up, his eyes filled with a fear Thor had never seen before. "Worse. Someone has killed the Council of Kangs. Someone has seized the power of the beyond. He calls himself Doom. And Thor. He has a face, you know." The mood at the ruined Avengers compound was grim. Captain America, Bruce Banner, Captain Marvel, and Shang-Chi stood around a holographic table. When Thor landed, the ground shook. "Where is he?" Thor demanded. Sam Wilson pointed to a map. "Latveria. A new country that just appeared. He's built a fortress there." "Why'd you say he has a face I know?" Thor asked Strange. Strange waved his hand, and the hologram shifted. It showed a man in iron armor, draped in a green hood. Then, the mask dissolved. Thor dropped Stormbreaker, the mighty axe, cracking the concrete floor. The face was older, scarred, and cold, but it was undeniable. It was the face of Tony Stark. "Stark is dead," Thor whispered, his voice trembling with rage and grief. "I saw him die." "This isn't our Tony," Banner said softly. "Or maybe a version of him who lost everything. He possesses magic that rivals the Scarlet Witch and technology that surpasses Iron Man. He calls himself Victor Von Doom." "He is mocking us," Thor growled, lightning crackling around him. "He wears the face of my friend to weaken us." "Or to save us!" A cold voice projected into the room. The hologram shifted again, showing Doom himself, speaking to them directly. The voice was Stark's, but stripped of all warmth. "The multiverse is dying," it said. "Incursions are consuming realities. I am the only one who can stitch them together. Surrender to my peace, or face doomsday. I do not surrender to ghosts." Thor roared at the image. "Then come, Odinson." Doom's voice replied calmly. "Let us see if a god can bleed." The plan was desperate. They would attack Latveria on two fronts. Captain America would lead a ground team against Doom's robotic army, while Thor, Captain Marvel, and Dr. Strange went straight for the Citadel. As they flew into Latverian airspace, the sky turned a sickly green. Green lightning struck Captain Marvel, sending her plummeting to the ground. "Magic," Strange yelled, shielding them. "His armor is woven with dark magic. I have had enough of magic." Thor shouted, spinning Stormbreaker to create a massive hurricane, clearing the mist. He saw the Citadel, a massive Gothic spire humming with the power of 1,000 suns. Thor launched himself forward, smashing through the outer walls and landing in the throne room. It was dark, illuminated only by the glow of a reactor core, and sitting on the throne was Doom. He didn't stand up. "You are rude," Odinson, Doom said, swirling a goblet. "Stand up," Thor commanded, Mjolnir appearing in his left hand, Stormbreaker in his right. "Take off that mask." Doom stood, the metal of his suit clanking in the silence. He removed the faceplate. The face of Tony Stark looked at Thor, his eyes sharp, intelligent, but utterly devoid of love. "Tony." Thor breathed, his guard dropping for a fatal second. "Tony Stark was a failure," Doom said. "He tried to put a suit of armor around the world. I have put a suit of armor around the multiverse." He raised his hand, and a blast of green energy, a mix of repulsor tech and eldritch magic, hit Thor squarely in the chest, sending him flying through a stone pillar. Thor groaned, getting to his feet. You fight like him, but you lack his heart. Heart is a weakness, Doom stated. I have calculated every outcome. In 14,605 futures, only one survives, my future. The battle that followed shook the foundations of the earth. Golden lightning clashed with green energy beams. Thor threw Mjolnir. To his shock, Doom caught the hammer. Impossible, Thor gasped. Magic, Thor, Doom sneered, his gauntlet glowing with runes. I have rewritten the enchantment. Worthiness is a construct. Power is absolute. He hurled Mjolnir back at Thor, striking him in the shoulder. Thor roared in pain and swung Stormbreaker, catching Doom in the ribs. The armor held, but Doom stumbled. You bleed, Thor yelled, leaping into the air and summoning a bolt of lightning so bright it blinded everything. He brought the axe down, but Doom caught the blade with his bare hands, which were reinforced with nanotechnology and spells. You rely too much on your weapons, Doom grunted. I am the weapon, Thor headbutted him, the sound echoing like a bell. Doom staggered back. For a brief moment, the stark facade flickered, showing a glimpse of calculation, not fear. You are strong, Doom admitted, but you are thinking small. Look up! Thor looked. The sky was filled with other planets, other Earths, all colliding with each other. An incursion? Doom explained. I can stop it. But only if I absorb the power of all the heroes, including you. He pressed a button, and the floor opened, revealing a machine that began to drain the energy from the room. Thor felt his strength leaving him. I will not let you, he gasped, falling to one knee. It is not your choice, Doom said, walking over to him. His face looked so much like the man who had saved the universe. I'm saving existence, Thor. Why do you resist? Thor gritted his teeth, his eyes sparking. Because Tony Stark sacrificed himself for others. You sacrifice others for yourself. With a scream that shattered the Citadel's windows, Thor summoned the Bifrost, not to travel but to destroy. The Rainbow Bridge slammed into the room, overloading Doom's machine and blowing the roof off the Citadel. Thor rose, floating in the center of the rainbow fire, his power fully restored. Doom, he bellowed. Doom floated up to meet him. Finally, a challenge. They collided in midair, the shockwave flattening the forest for miles. It was a stalemate. Thor's raw power against Doom's intellect and sorcery. But Thor saw at the crack in Doom's armor where Stormbreaker had hit. Avengers! He yelled into his gums. Focused fire on the tower. I will keep him busy. Thor threw everything he had at Doom. He didn't need to win. He just needed to buy time. He took hit after hit. His armor shattered. His cape burned away. But he did not fall. Why do you fight for a doomed world? Doom screamed, losing his composure. Because that's what heroes do, Thor shouted back, slamming both his weapons onto Doom's shield. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocked the foundation. The Avengers had destroyed the power source. Doom's armor flickered. The illusion of Stark's face wavered, showing glimpses of a scarred, burned man beneath. He looked at Thor with pure hatred. This isn't over, Odinson. The incursions cannot be stopped by punching. He opened a white portal. Run back to your castle, Thor panted. But know this, as long as one Avenger stands, you will never be God. Doom stepped into the portal and vanished. Silence returned to Latveria. The Doombots deactivated. Thor sat on the Ruble, breathing heavily, as Sam Wilson landed next to him. He got away, Sam said. He retreated. Thor corrected. He's preparing for something bigger, the War of the Universes. Doctor Strange floated down. He has gone to the intersection of realities. He's going to try to merge all timelines into one battle world. Thor looked at Stormbreaker, thinking of Love, Loki, and Tony. He wears his face. Thor said softly, but he is not him. We must be ready to do what is necessary. Are you with us, Thor? Sam asked. Thor looked at the sky, where the stars were beginning to flicker out one by one. For Asgard, he said, his voice firm. For Earth. For Tony. I am with you until the end.